as you get older,
Yep.
you have to look at things in a different way.
I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out.
Can I move my phone?
Step out.
Might unlock all kind of strip clubs in Omaha. We don't know. This is musty. This is disgusting at the highest level.
Floyd Mayweather has fired yet another jab at Terence Crawford. Damn, this one cut deep. Reacting to Crawford's wild celebration after beating Canelo Alvarez, Floyd mocked the Omaha star's behavior. If one win over Canelo makes Crawford act like he owns boxing, what would have happened if he had beaten better fighters like Manny? Mayweather smirked. To him, Crawford's excitement only proved one thing: Bid simply isn't on his level.
So, another point. Floyd Mayweather, he don't carry no gun. Floyd don't carry gun.
And Floyd didn't stop with boxing. He also aimed at Crawford's personal troubles, calling his latest run-in with Omaha police unfortunate and embarrassing. Instead of headlines about reckless driving, Floyd said Crawford should have been with family, enjoying his legacy and savoring the moment.
Step out.
Can I move my phone?
Bug Crawford being harassed by cops and pulled over by the cops right after the parade. This is diabolical.
Since between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in the fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I love you, Terence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah, he's a chess man. Yeah, his IQ in this is
Headlines Floyd referenced started in downtown Omaha. Just hours after the city held a massive parade to honor Crawford, thousands had cheered him as their hero. But by 1:30 a.m., that celebration spiraled. Police stopped a vehicle near North 12th Street and Capitol Avenue. Inside were for passengers including Crawford himself and his security chief, Qasim Shabazz.
Once they had stopped, Crawford was identified as the driver. According to police, officers observed a firearm on the floorboard on the driver's side. All four people, including members of Crawford's security team, were ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint. I spoke with the head of Crawford's security this afternoon, who says he's still shaken up.
According to police, the stop turned serious when an officer spotted a loaded firearm on the floorboard. All passengers were ordered out at gunpoint. Once IDs were checked, the driver was confirmed as Terence Crawford. He was cited for reckless driving. Police added that all firearms in the vehicle were legal and belonged to members of his team.
I got a crazy clip to show you guys right now. But isn't that a policeman holding a gun to the three-time undisputed world champ Terence Bud Crawford's head? What did he do that was so bad that you had to pull him over?
Shocking twist. Fans who had just celebrated him as Omaha's pride were now watching video of their champion in handcuffs. Some defended Bud, blaming over-policing. Others slammed him for poor choices, saying he risked tarnishing his greatest victory. One officer even claimed the gun was visible when Crawford leaned down for his license and registration.
That was a nightmare. You know, future husband, just had a brand new child and, children and, and stuff like that. And to know that I almost lost my life last night because we had a police officer that don't know how to articulate a traffic stop.
Sight, the officer said, triggered the escalation. Crawford, however, insisted he was not reaching for a weapon, raising his hands and cooperating. Still, he and everyone else in the car were handcuffed as tensions flared.
You telling me the police at Omaha don't know who Terence Crawford is? Putting a gun in his face? Ridiculous.
Shabazz later gave a fiery rebuttal. He said Crawford never reached for documents because he didn't have them. Instead, he had already told officers his license and registration were at home. Both he and Bud disclosed their firearms upfront, following Nebraska law. Yet things still escalated. Bud said, "I have a firearm too." The cop went ballistic screaming, "Don't reach. Hands up." Everyone thought we were going to die. Man, Shabazz recounted.
Omaha, after receiving the keys to the city? Huh? Hey, yo, that cop gotta be some hater, bro. Hey, yo, that's like the NYPD holding Derek Jeter on gunpoint and arresting him after the Yankee championship parade in New York City, bro. It doesn't make sense. It wouldn't even happen, bro. It wouldn't even happen. So this cop gotta be some hater.
Also challenged the reckless driving claim, saying officers admitted they had no radar proof. According to Shabazz, He recorded the moment when an officer admitted on camera, I do not have radar.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Can I move my...
Contradiction between the police account and Shabazz's version has fueled heated debate. Crawford's supporters say the stop was mishandled, while others argue reckless driving can still be observed without radar. Shabazz described the night as terrifying, with all 4 passengers cuffed before a supervisor finally intervened.
I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with...
They come up with guns.
Wow, he had his gun drawn. Here's what TMZ wrote. Terence Crawford ordered out of the car by a cop holding a gun on a video. It says Terence Crawford was forced out of a car at gunpoint by police officers with tense exchange caught on video, and it's leading to an internal investigation.
Footage of Crawford in handcuffs was already online, sparking massive controversy. Was this police overreacher? Was Bud reckless? Omaha's police chief ordered an internal affairs review, while the mayor confirmed he was monitoring the case closely. ***11* for now. Crawford faces only a reckless driving citation. Police stressed all weapons were legal and no further charges were filed. Still, the stark contrast between daytime parades and nighttime police lights left Omaha divided. Fans called it the wildest 24 hours ever for their hometown here.
Investigation, but the damage is already done, my guy. The damage is already done. I'll be surprised if Terence Bud Crawford comes back to the city just disrespectful to the face of boxing. Not saying that the man's above the law, but Lord child, what was y'all doing? Gunpoint?
But then Mayweather jumped in again, framing the incident as proof of what separates his career from Crawford's legacy. Floyd said, "Isn't just about wins, it's about discipline and decision-making when the spotlight is brightest." And in his eyes, but have failed that test.
Mayweather, I thought, took on some pretty tough 154-pounders and it was in a young Canelo and a very tough Cotto who was punching very hard from 4 to 54. You know, remember Cotto had knocked out Delvin Rodriguez at 54. He'd still done some damage at 54, and I thought
won a title at 60.
Yeah, and I thought he knocked out Martinez at 60, and I thought he gave Mayweather a pretty good fight at 54. I don't know.
I don't go off of that. You know, Floyd is the best fighter, you know, in his era. And I feel like I'm the best fighter in my era.
Kellerman's eyes. Comparing them directly misses the bigger picture. They each define different eras. But what's clear is this. With every jab Mayweather throws outside the ring, the fire between these two legends keeps burning hotter. Asterisk.
But so all them kept saying, all them, keep boxing, keep boxing.
What do you even know where Bo is?
A
lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter, though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah,
but like
Floyd Money Mayweather. Why is that the option? Well, for a few reasons. One, because Floyd doesn't like anybody being called the best while he's still living. So that's number one. Number two, they have been compared to each other since the fight, because Canelo Alvarez said, well, you know, I think he's better than Floyd. So now they're